What's going on, guys? And today, oh my god, all right. And how do I put this? I'm in the midst of, you guys know, I'm right now visiting my parents because I'm technically homeless right now. I'm also in the middle of the job search, about to go to do my master's degree at the University of Miami. So I'm in the process of applying to a lot of remote jobs, also trying to get my, business. Like today, I think I'm really going to make NFL videos today on my other channel. But there was a penthouse I was trying to buy. I'm like buying a condo right now, ladies and gentlemen. And there's this penthouse in Pembroke Pines, which is like, what's up, Brady Edits? And this condo I was trying to buy. It's a penthouse. I only have one neighbor. I literally see the Miami skyline and I see Hard Rock Cafe Stadium, which is the Dolphin Stadium, literally from my balcony, which is screened in and has a fan. And it's a really nice place, 2-bedroom. And it's a great deal. And 2 days ago, I texted my realtor, "Hey, I'm done looking at places. Let's put this offer in." And the place was under contract. But then I get a text literally 5 minutes before we start today's show. All right? 5 minutes before we start today's show. Like, cut off that music. 5 minutes before we start off today's show, and I get a text from my landlord saying, "I got a text. The Pembroke Pines penthouse is once again available. Do we want to put an offer in?" I said, "Yes, let's do it." Now my dad's being annoying, but my dad's also helping me out. We're putting it on. So basically, before we get into the basketball talk today, we're going to talk about NBA news, rumors, offseason recaps. It's not going to be a super long one. I'm doing it solo today, but just, we're going to give you a little life update. So my dad's helping me with this condo in the sense that my dad's retiring. I'm actually at my dad's house right now. And my dad owns a few businesses. He's like a somewhat successful entrepreneur. He's like batting 500. He's had as many failures as successes. And he has to move to Italy for retirement, and he was looking for an investment. So he told me, instead of I would be paying $2,000 in rent or $2,000 in a mortgage. And my father was just like, let's just do it for a mortgage. But let's get right into that's up with me. So in like 10 days, I'm going to have to be moving again. So let's get right into today's topics. And today we're going to be talking about a handful of things. We're actually going to be doing today's episode a little different because I'm by myself. I've decided, stay hydrated, that we're just going to go through and I'm probably going to record stuff, okay, while we do this. And we're going to start off with the first thing, and that the Blazers don't want to trade our man, Damian Lillard, which, if you guys haven't been hearing this, it has been an interesting little turning point in this whole development. So the report goes, Blazers don't want to trade Damian Lillard at this point. I want to hear you guys' thoughts down below in the comment section. Damian Lillard, and this is a report that I remember reading yesterday, and it's coming from Dave Deckard of Blazers Edge, which seems like it's a Blazer blog. And let me read what he said. Let's put it this way. Whatever billionaire Bruce Wayne leaves in that little pit he dug when he was out camping, that's the level of crazy some of the theories we're seeing have become. Today, David Wilson and Anthony Chiang of the Miami Herald floated the following at the 3-minute and 30-second marker of their Heat Check podcast. Quote, "I don't even know if I buy it 100%, but someone that has knowledge of what's going on. They're not even convinced that Portland wants to trade Damian Lillard at this point. It's almost as if they're trying to find a way to maybe change Damian Lillard's mind or delay this and see if Damian Lillard will just go, quote, well, I'll just be part of this, end quote." I don't buy it. Look, Dame time, okay? Like, the clock is ticking, and Damian Lillard knows it. I wanted Damian Lillard to win a MVP. And I think he wanted to win an MVP, especially with the Blazers. But he realized at one point that wasn't going to happen. So he switched tactics and he wanted to win a championship there. That didn't happen. Now he just wants a championship, and not with the Blazers. I don't get. See, this is something that I don't understand, that I've tried, as an NBA credentialed reporter who's attended scouting combine in the NBA Summer League, that I don't understand why we see situations like this in the NBA with Damian Lillard. We've seen it before with James Harden. We've seen it before with, who else was it? I feel like I'm blanking on somebody else who's just recently sat out and demanded, or Bradley Beal. But Bradley really didn't demand. But what I'm trying to get at is back in 2012, Peyton Manning underwent neck surgery. And I know it's a different circumstance, but that guy was still, at the time, he played what? 5 more seasons after that surgery. I think 4. They released him. They did right by him instead of holding him hostage and let him choose where he wanted to go. Moved on. Yes, we didn't know if he was ever going to be the same player that he was before, which he was for 3 seasons, and the 4th season went to shit. But if we wanted to do another comparison, recently with Aaron Rodgers, I know it's different sports, but he chose the Jets. He chose to be traded to the Jets. And that's where I sit here and I'm like, okay, Damian Lillard, I get it. I get it, man. I get it. Okay. It makes sense where you're coming from. But what I'm trying to get after is this what needs? Is this really gonna make the biggest difference in the world for the Blazers, their package? Because I think we're getting a Bradley Beal situation. We're all putting out these insane Damian Lillard trades, but what if the trade value isn't there? Because we all know where he wants to go. So why are we gonna offer everything when we know he wants to come here? We know you aren't getting better offers. So that's why you're being reluctant to trade, because you're realizing the trade value for Damian Lillard is a lot less than what Damian Lillard really is worth. It's because of the contract. It's because of, but like, I think there. So I want to hear your thoughts, because it's definitely interesting to see how it all pulls out. And yeah, I think it's good. I think it's good news. So I want to hear your guys. Let's say I'm responding to my realtor. 1 second, guys. All right, sorry, guys. All right, guys. I went quiet for a second. Good morning, Rocket News. And sorry, Rocket. What? Sorry, Chris. Right here, I was texting my landlord, not landlord, my realtor. We're putting in an offer at a place, and she like it's 223,000 they're asking, and my dad's fucking being, and my dad's just, we're Jewish, so my dad's just a cheap fuck. So my dad's over here like, oh, let's just offer 215, and I'm like, no, let's just off. My realtor goes, no, let's offer 220. They're asking 223. We'll ask to save $3,000. That's fine. I don't care. I say just let's offer them 223 because the other penthouse, because we're buying a penthouse, was sold at 290,000. We're getting this bitch at $67,000 cheaper. The fuck you mean? Let's stop fucking. Oh, like we're trying to buy a place in fucking Miami, Florida. Okay, let's not be picky right now. Like it's one of the hottest markets in the fucking world, and my dad's over here like, oh, let's offer 8,000 below. This is fucking pissing me off. I'm sorry, guys. Just dealing with my living situation for where I'm moving in the next month, and it's definitely going to be interesting to see how it all plays out. And we were just talking about the whole, Damian Lillard thing, and supposedly, I don't know who this Drew guy is, Drew Star. Like, no idea. I guess he was somebody on ESPN, but we were talking about the Damian Lillard situation. I don't even know who this guy is, okay? Don't even know who this guy is. But basically, Dame was loyal, wanted to put himself in a good position, waited too long, and the thing is he might be willing to expand his list, according to Ramona Shelburne. And the thing is he's done everything he can possibly do to win in Portland. He gave them everything. He really wants to be part of why he wins the championship, and he sees that in Miami. So for me, I think it definitely is interesting to see how this all plays out. And I don't know. One of my favorite tweets was Kevin Garnett's this past day was right here. I'll show you guys. This was a funny tweet. Huh? Bron, Katie, and Steph play for Boston now? The fuck? Some front office members believe Jaylen Brown is the third or fourth or fifth best player on the Celtics. Let's just give a round of applause to my man Kevin Garnett for keeping it real. Always love that man. Like literally one of the most realest guys ever. Tracy McGrady, as much as I love him as a basketball player, he says some dumb shit. Some dumb shit. All right. Like I really, really don't like it. Okay. Also, Dr. Sanjay Gupta, Bronny James, who on Monday suffered a cardiac arrest and was hospitalized, had a cardiac screening several months ago as part of a program for prospective NBA players, according to a source familiar with the matter. The screening included a transthoracic echocardiogram, which looks at the blood flow through the heart and heart valves, and an EKG, which is a recording of the heart's electrical activity. Sources say, and I recently watched Dr. Brian Stutter's video on the Bronny James. So you have to understand the electric component, which is something that actually happened with LaMarcus Aldridge with the heart arrhythmia that he had to get his app back into place. What happened here is when they look at the heart activity, I believe it's like you have these like 3 or 4 areas where electricity is being sent through your heart, which controls how your blood is working. And the results of both of those screenings for Bronny James came back normal. And the normals results are good signs and likely means this episode wasn't caused by an anatomical pre-existing condition. So this isn't something that was overlooked. We had forgotten. Like, so for me, it's good to hear that this could just be a freak situation, maybe Keontae Johnson-esque, athlete's heart, or it could be, what happened to DeMar Hamlin, where I forgot what the actual term is, but it's when you have a blunt force on while your heart is expanding. Because you got, well, like I've said, I've mentioned this multiple times since we've talked about it. Everyone's heard the story of a kid who, at the local little league rec baseball game, got hit on the heart with a line drive or a pitch, and he died. Okay, like the baseball field, like literally like half a mile or like a mile away from my father's house here, is named after a kid who died like that. So I always was aware that, like, at playing sports, I've always been scared of getting hit in the heart. Always been scared. It's like kind of one of the reasons when I drive to the lane, when basketball, especially if I'm going hard, I like to hold the ball like almost a little bit close, like kind of protecting my heart sometimes because I'm scared like that someone's just gonna fucking elbow me or like something in my fucking heart. I don't even know. It's probably dumb that I do that, but it's definitely interesting to see how everything's gonna play out. Also, I need to close some tabs because I feel like save. All right. I'm working on today, guys, I'm working on something for a G League team and just the scouting report for a G League team. As you guys know, I'm trying to break into the scouting world. And right now I've got a good list going. I can't show you guys it because that would kind of ruin the purpose of me making a scouting list for the purpose of giving it to the general manager I've been speaking to for a G League team. And I hope one day I can show you. It'll be really cool, though, if one of the guys gets invited to training camp. Because right now I'm giving him like 4 two-way guys and then like 11 or 12 exhibit guys. So it'll be interesting to see if he likes those. My non-guarantee bros, my non-guarantees are basically local tryout guys. Man. The best for Bronny is to recover fully function before you can touch the court again. Yeah, of course. Dude, I really hope he still gets to play with Bron. What if LeBron just retires? He's just like, we've been told Bronny James will never ever play basketball again. And in response, I'm retiring from basketball because I've only been playing so I could play with them. That shit would be wild. That would be wild. I think we would all be fucking stunned. All right. Let's do something fun. Okay. So the NBA win totals for the 2023 to 24 regular season is right in front of you guys. The over/under win totals for this upcoming NBA season have been posted amongst the gambling sites like FanDuel, which is what we have below. Thank you, Real GM, for putting this. With the Boston Celtics, Denver Nuggets, Milwaukee Bucks, Phoenix Suns, and Cleveland Cavaliers each totaling above 50. So let's go through this right now. The Boston Celtics are at 54.5, Denver Nuggets 53.5, so are the Milwaukee Bucks. The Phoenix Suns are at 52.5, and the Cleveland Cavaliers are at 50.5. With the lowest teams being not listed Portland and Memphis, but the lowest team being the Wizards at 24.5 and the Pistons being at 26.5. So we're going to go through this right now, and I'm going to give you my thoughts. So Boston, 54 wins. I think right at 54 wins. Yeah. Denver, 53 going over. They're going to win. Dude, I think Denver could be a 60-win team. Milwaukee, I think 53. I'm going to take it right there, 53. The Sixers, 49 wins. I think they're a 50-win team. Golden State, I think they're a 50-win team. Miami, I think they're a 50-win team. Lakers, I think over 47, but I think they're like a 48 or 49-win team. Same thing with the Clippers, Knicks, and the Mavs could be like that. And then the Kings, Thunder, Pelicans, and T-Wolves, I think they're all right where they should be. Okay? So let me redo this. So this is the over under win totals for the 2023 NBA regular season, which have been posted on FanDuel and RealGM. Put it here. They have the Boston Celtics, Denver Nuggets, Milwaukee Bucks, Phoenix Suns, and Cleveland Cavaliers, all as teams totaling above 50 potential wins, with the Boston Celtics at 54.5, Denver Nuggets and the Bucks both at 53.5, the Suns at 52.5, and the Cavaliers at 50.5. I think all of these teams are over 50 wins. Okay. I honestly think the Denver Nuggets are a 60-win team. I think the Bucks and Celtics are like a 53, 54-win team. I think the Suns could also be a 60-win team. Okay. The Cavs, yeah, I think they're a 50-win team. They'll be over 50 wins. Okay. You think, and yeah, I agree. I think Boston is like a 50. I don't think they're a 60-win team, but I think they're like a high 50s. Okay. I think Golden State, Miami, and the Sixers are all, if the Cavaliers are a 50-win team. Okay. I think the Sixers, the Miami Heat, and the Warriors are all 50-win teams. Okay. I think that list should go Heat, Warriors, Sixers, Cavs, Suns, Bucks, Nuggets, Celtics as 50-win teams. I do understand that. I don't think there can be that many 50-win teams, because that means there has to be a bunch of dog crap teams that are just giving out wins like Oprah Winfrey. You get a win. You get a win. But for me, I look at this and I think, okay, those are definitely all the teams that I think would be over 50 wins. I think if I had to hammer home out of the 50-win teams, the Nuggets and the Suns are two teams that you should definitely take the over. Okay. Then with the Warriors and the Heat, I think, and the Sixers are all other teams that I would go hammer in the over. Even though the Miami Heat are a team that some people are going to be like, hold up a minute. They play basketball in the playoffs, not the regular season. I understand that. Lakers and Clippers, Knicks and Mavs, like these are all teams I want to take the over on, because I feel like they should be on the over, but I just don't know. There's questions, there's health, there's rotation questions, there's pieces, new pieces. So that's why I sit here that, yeah, there is, a couple, maybe several teams that could go over. Like the Lakers could be a 50-win team, but if Anthony Davis misses time, if LeBron James misses time, then I don't know if they're going to be a 50-win team. Okay? So I think that's the thing. Same thing with Dallas Mavericks. If Kyrie and Luka play all 82 games, that's a 50-win team. So for me, that's right there. Now let's move on to the Lakers and Clippers are very questionable about the over or under win total. It's just that the health. Will Paul George, will Kawhi Leonard be healthy? Like, though, that's the big question. So let's move on to the next ones, which are the Kings, Thunder, Pelicans, all at 44.5 wins. Timberwolves at 43.5 and Hawks at 41.5. Those are the last 41s. I would take Hawks over 41. I think the Hawks will be a over 500 team. I do believe in Quinn Snyder. So if you're a Hawks fan, I would definitely say Hawks 41.5 over. I think Anthony Edwards, and if Karl-Anthony Towns or whatever, I think they figure it out, and they are also a playoff team. I see the Hawks and Timberwolves being the 6th seed. Kings, Thunder, Pelicans, it's all on Zion Williamson, CJ McCollum, Brandon Ingram, and the team being healthy. That's the Pelicans are another healthy one. The Thunder is, can they take another jump? Are they ready for the next jump, or are they in neutral for another year as a play-in team? That's where the Thunder are. The Kings, can they build off of what they did last year? I think the Timberwolves and Hawks have less questions than the last three teams we talked about, in a way, as they have their stars, they have their core set, they have good coaches. Next, the Nets, Pacers, Bulls, Magic, Raptors, and Jazz. If you're an Orlando Magic fan like I am, dude, we're a 40-win team in my mind. We're that good. I would take the under on the Bulls. I would take the over on the Pacers. I really, really, really want to believe in the Nets, and I do believe in the Nets. So I would take the over on them. I think the under on the Bulls. I think the Bulls will suck. I think the Raptors are going to rebuild, bro. So I think under. Jazz. I don't know, man. Over. And then Rockets, Hornets, Spurs, Pistons, Wizards. It definitely gets interesting to see how this all goes, but that's where I want to hear your guys' thoughts. What do you guys think of this list? It's definitely interesting to see how it's all being shown. As for me, I'm just a bit intrigued by okay, like how they come up with these win totals. Who's over here coming up with this? Okay. I want to know whose idea. But yeah, Magic love the big man lineup. I really do think the Magic are going to be good this year. Like honestly, guys, I think they have a chance of being very, very good. Now, let's go talk about the next thing that I wanted to talk about, and that was Nick Nurse. Okay, Nick Nurse. So for me, I don't know if you guys have seen this, but Nick Nurse wants Paul Reed to be Pascal Siakam, which I think is pretty freaking funny. Which I do believe. If Nick Bavaro was on the show right now, I don't know if you guys know this, but Nick over here actually had a couple college classes with Paul Reed at DePaul. So I always thought that was cool. Now, Nick Nurse to mold Paul Reed into a Pascal Siakam type player. Paul Reed said that Nick Nurse planned to mold him into a Pascal Siakam player during an interview for Sixers Wire. Quote, I've talked to him plenty of times. It's always been kind of the same kind of idea. He talked about molding me into a Pascal Siakam type player. Somebody who can do it all. Shoot the ball, drive, pass. But right now, it's all about focusing on my shot mechanics, said Reed about his conversation with Nurse. And you guys know Nick Nurse is whipping out the Nick Nurse pill. Go search that up right now in Google. Yep, search it up. Search up the Nick Nurse pill. And it's something that teaches proper hand placement. And I think it's like 20% of people who use it improve their jump shot by almost 20% after a year. Swear on God. Okay. The Nick Nurse pill. I bet you Paul Reed's got 30 of those balls. And Nick Nurse is like, shoot it, shoot it, shoot it, shoot it, shoot it. Okay. As you guys know, the Sixers matched a 3-year, $23 million offer sheet from the Utah Jazz for Paul Reed this offseason. Paul Reed added that he was getting comfortable with the change in his jumper mechanics. And I bet he's using the Nick Nurse pill. Quote, I feel more comfortable, I feel more confident every day. Just changing my shot mechanics a little bit. That's all they've been focusing on. And I'm getting more and more comfortable every day. Shout out Kai Carlin of Sixers Wire for this information. And I love it. I love the thought of Paul Reed being a guy. Because if we pull up Paul Reed's stats right here, ladies and gentlemen, this is a guy who, through his first 3 years in the NBA, it's gotten better and better and better. A career 57% from the field. Okay, past year, he shot 59%. And I know he's basically played 10 minutes a night this year. He played 11. But guys, let me pull up his G League stats for you. Okay, if you guys haven't seen this man is a man amongst boys in the G League. As I press the wrong thing, I want Pro Ballers, not CBS Sports, because CBS Sports sucks. If you guys want to Pro Ballers is great. So over here, if you guys like, he played 3 years, at the DePaul Blue Demons, Max Strus. And he's a guy who's played 2 full years with the Delaware Bluecoats. So with 33 games under his belt with the Bluecoats, he has averaged 56% from the field in 31 minutes a night. 21.5 points, 12 rebounds, 2.5 assists on 56% from the field. Okay. 39% from 3, shooting like 70% from 3, while averaging like a block and a steal a game. This guy's ridiculous. I'm a very big fan of Paul Reed, always have been. And I truly believe that the whole Pascal Siakam thing, I'm buying into it. Okay. If there's anyone who's going to be able to do it, it's going to be Paul Reed. And I know some people are going to be like, Nick Nurse be like, keep shooting, or think that Paul Reed isn't strong enough or tough enough for the NBA. But I think he's a better player than people give him credit for. And I think there is a path for him in the NBA to be a good basketball player. And I think that's the exciting part of all of this. So, what are your guys' thoughts? And is there anything you guys wanted to hear that I might have missed? But yeah, let's go into a recap now. Honestly, let's do a recap for NBA teams this offseason, which I think would be a good way to spend the rest of the video. So right here, let's just go over here. Booyah. I like and we're more like this. Okay. Let's just not. I don't want it like this. I want it like this is fantastic. There we go. That's what I wanted, guys. Now, with this being shown like this, which looks better, let's get into what I was talking about. Let's do off-season recaps. I've been doing these on my channel, which is like low-key what we're doing right now. So let's get it. And we're going to start with who? Who should we start with? Let me take a sip of water. Stay hydrated, guys. I hate making Lakers videos, but all right. I don't even know if I want to do a Miami Heat one. Let's do a Sacramento Kings one. Okay. Let's go over here. We're going to talk about the Sacramento Kings, guys. With that being said, let's open this in preview. Stop sharing screen. Present. Give me 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry about the... All right, here we go. Sacramento Kings, ladies and gentlemen. I also am going to have to plug in the laptop. All right. While you're plugging the laptop, so the laptop doesn't die. All righty, here we go. Let's talk about the Sacramento Kings. So the Sacramento Kings, I think, had a good offseason. Obviously, Sasha Vinzikov of Olympiacos. He's literally called the power forward version, the European version of Klay Thompson, because he never dribbles, but he's a goddamn steal. Okay. 3 years, $15 million. And he was an MVP. The other guy, Vasilija Micic, got 3 years, $24 million. Yeah. And he's older. So, and Sasha's like 2 years younger. They also brought back Harrison Barnes, Trey Lyles, Alex Lynn, traded for Chris Duarte, drafted Colby Jones, got rid of Rashawn Holmes, let Chemsy Metu walk, and they waived PJ Dozier, which, fine. Those moves were fine. But I really liked what this team did, okay? They didn't panic. They didn't overpay for Kyle Kuzma. They kept everything together, continuity. They brought in Vinzikov, okay, another weapon. And I think this is a team that, how will they become defensively? Like Mike Brown's a defensive coach who has coached offense, but this personnel isn't built to defend. But with the effort and the focus on the players who couldn't defend last season, I think they could maybe become better defenders. So if you look at the Kings, roster, I think it's going to be interesting to see how it looks as the season progresses. For me, I've really, really, really enjoyed what they've been trying to build here with, with the current I guess you would say, players under contract and what Mike Brown did last year. Because the way I see it right now, I believe they do not. They have Jalen Slauson and Keon Ellis on two ways, and they can bring one more guy on the two way. They do have a cap hold on a qualifying offer for Numis Quetta, so they could bring him back. The roster currently is Colby Jones, Kessler Edwards, Nerlens Noel, Alex Lynn, Chris Duarte, Davion Mitchell, Sasha Vinzikov, Trey Lyles, Keegan Murray, Malik Monk, Kevin Herter, Harrison Barnes, DeMontis Sabonis, and De'Aaron Fox. They're currently at 14 players. Okay. And they use part of their mid-level exception on Sasha, and they still actually have $1.3 million left on that mid-level exception if they wanted to use it anymore. And for me, when I look at the current team, I think the starting lineup, obviously De'Aaron Fox, Kevin Herter, Harrison Barnes, Keegan Murray, DeMontis Sabonis. Okay. Second unit, I think is probably going to be Davion Mitchell, Malik Monk, Sasha, Chris Duarte or Kessler Edwards, and Trey Lyles, then with Nerlens Noel and Alex Lynn when they need more size and rim protection. So I think those are good ones that they're keeping an eye out for. As I think more and more we look at it, I think this is a team that really, really could get better defensively, but it's all about, will, like Davion Mitchell, great defender. De'Aaron Fox, he can play defense. Kevin Herter, he's limited athletically, but he can play defense. Same thing with Harrison Barnes and Keegan Murray. Malik Monk, yeah, I'm not asking. Keon Ellis and Chris Duarte can play defense. Same thing with Kessler Edwards and Jalen Slauson. Sasha, we got to see with the athleticism. Colby Jones, he's like Josh Hart. So, like from what they've done this offseason, I think they with Nerlens Noel being brought in, they brought defense, they brought shooting with Sasha, and they did the whole continuity thing, which I think was needed. Okay, like yeah. And everyone's saying like Sasha Vinzikov is basically like Klay Thompson, catch and shoot, doesn't need to dribble. And I'm fine with it. Let's just make sure that it works. And I think let's focus. I think bring a lot of these guys aren't. Oh, sorry, I just hit the mic, just hit the table. A lot of these guys aren't set up to be world defenders. Let's be honest. They're not. They're not meant to be that at all. So for me, I think when I look at this situation, I definitely think it's interesting to look at it as th- these are teams that I think, like the Kings, that yes, they're limited defensively what they can do, but if they can just be like a top 15 or a top 20 defense instead of a bottom 10, double thumbs up right there from me. So I want to hear your guys' thoughts down below in the comment section. What did you guys think of that? But yeah, let's move on to the next team. Which, can you guys guess who it is? Drum roll, please, everybody. I got to give me 1 second. Let me cue it up. Open with premiere or preview. Okay. Let's go back here. Okay. We're ready to show you guys what's the next one we're going to do. And that's going to be the Cleveland Cavaliers, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for hanging out with me. Now we're over here trying to find it. Entire screen. I don't know why. This is my airdrop. My girlfriend just texted me. Oh my God. That could be so many things. Oh my God, what? You know? Okay. This, I know for a fact that this is open. Like, all right, there we go. Here we go. Found it. Share it. See, I tried exiting it out right here. There we go. Now, This is the Cavaliers, what they've done this offseason, as I accidentally open InDesign. Let's make sure that doesn't happen. All right, let's talk about the Cleveland Cavaliers. They did a sign and trade for Max Strus that literally just cost them a second-round pick in Lamar Stevens. They re-signed Karis LeVert on a great deal. They brought in another shooter in Georges Niang. Brought in another shooter in Ty Jerome to replace Raul Neto. They got Damian Jones for like cash considerations. They just ate him. Got Imani Bates, who could be the steal of the draft. Jetty Osman's gone. Lamar Stevens gone, and so is Robin Lopez. Now, dude, Donovan Mitchell is here, and I like this team. I like this. Max Strus is the 3-and-D wing that they've desperately needed. And Georges Niang gives them a lot of shooting off the bench. And this is a team that still has a great core, okay? And the current roster, if you're wondering, okay, this is what that is. The current roster as of right now is Jared Allen, Darius Garland, Ty Jerome, Damian Jones, Karis LeVert, Sam Merrill, who I saw at Summer League just light up a show, Donovan Mitchell, Evan Mobley, Georges Niang, Isaac Okoro, Ricky Rubio, Max Strus, and Dean Wade, with Craig Porter Jr., Isaiah Mobley, and Monty Bates all on two-way contracts. And guys, I really do think this is a team with a lot of shooting. Shooting was a question mark for them last year. Don't think it's a question mark anymore, guys. Anymore. This team has no problem shooting. They have 13 players on the roster, okay? With their two ways are filled up. They could technically go out and sign two more guys if they wanted. They can bring back Danny Green if they wanted, or a guy like Mamadi Diakite if they wanted. Honestly, I think Danny Green could help them. Like, low key, okay? I feel like it maybe. Like, just as a veteran off the bench. Am I wrong? But this is a team with a ton of talent. Like I said, a great core of Evan Mobley, Darius Garland, Donovan Mitchell, and Jared Allen. This is just, look, Donovan Mitchell needs to break the pattern. Like, his teams have always come up short, and he needs to get better and be more of a leader in the playoffs. Like, Mitchell has to make better decisions in clutch moments in the postseason, and Darius Garland needs to be more of the floor general. Look, a lot of people are worrying about Evan Mobley, but I think he had a sophomore slump in terms of scoring, and I think he needs to dominate a team like New York in the playoffs to show that he's evolving and have more volume on offense. And obviously, Mitchell is responsible for needing to be a better leader, have better decision making, and be able to put, Jared Allen and Evan Mobley in positions for them to succeed, which I think needs to be done. Okay. And they got the shooters around them, guys that don't need the ball, guys that won't take the ball away from Donovan Mitchell, Darius Garland, that when they do touch the ball, they're going to put up 3-point shots. I think that's smart. That's what they did. Okay. And Karis LeVert's a great guy to run the second unit. Hopefully Ricky Rubio's good for this year. Because this is a team that's got potential to be very fun. I think the Cavaliers are a team that are definitely, overlooked, and I've enjoyed it. Okay. Because the Cavs relied on a bunch of subtle moves that we weren't going to sit here and be like, okay, they're blown away. No, they improved their bench by adding, Ty Jerome, Max Strus, Georges Niang. They got shooting, okay? They got another center, Damian Jones, to replace Robin Lopez. And they used their second-round pick on Imani Bates, who was once considered the country's best high school player before the off-court issues and other things, myriad of things, hindered his college career. And there's hope that Bates can still reach his initial potential and be the steal of the draft. And I think right here, when we look here, yes, Jetty Osman, Lamar Steven, whom the Cavs traded in the Strus deal, might hurt longtime Cavs fan, but it's awesome. You can't deny that they got upgrades on shooting and more consistency. And it's now president of basketball operation. Kobe Altman seems happy with the roster, but they could still trade Jared Allen, as those rumors still float around in the wind. Okay. And I do agree that Darius Garland should be a guy that is the floor general, the one who's getting the touches, the one. Yeah, I think Donovan Mitchell needs the ball a little bit less, as it does get a bit frustrating when it feels like perpetually doing the same thing. But yeah. Now, I definitely think it's going to be interesting to see how this all plays out. Now let's end up today's show with us playing our games. Let me cue that music. We're gonna start with Pirtle, guys. Let me go hit that music, so we're all in a good mood to wrap up today's show on Thursday. I think we did a good amount of time, guys, even though I'm by myself. I think I did good today. I think I could talk for a while. That's a good thing. I have an idea. It's in the West. He's in the Northwest. He's 6'7". Okay, shorter. He's like 6'8" or 6'7". He's older than 22. Okay, I thought Naz Little was a little taller. We did not get his number. His number's taller than 10. He's in the Northwest. Oh, Aaron Gordon? Yep. Cross grid. Let's see if I can get this cross grid NBA today. I like the other cross grid. Is this the one we've been doing? I don't know if this is the one. I don't think this is the one we've been doing. I think we've been using a different crossover grid. No. Yeah, I am using a different crossover grid. Dude, they gave me... Fuck this. Is the crossover grid we usually use? There's only one now. That's weird. That is weird. That's weird, guys. Bulls Laker. We're just gonna do easy ones right here. Actually, ooh. Let's go right here. Has to be a Laker. Did Smush never did he? He didn't. Who was... Did Farmer? No. Did... No. Gary Payton? Yes. All right here. Baron Davis. Born outside the U.S. Okay. Average 8 assists a game. Milos Tesoro. Oh, they're not going to give me that one. Knew it. Even actually be too easy. Wow, people put rookie. Played for the Dallas Mavericks. It's not letting me click anymore. Wait, what? What do you mean? Oh, yeah, I fucking hate this one. This is the one that if I get it wrong, I can't fucking do shit about it. That it's like what do you call it? They're like terrible with the fact that who'd I put? Yeah, I put Gary. I'm surprised no one had that. Who'd I have here? Eddie Jones. We have over here. Who do we have? Eddie House. No. Eddie. We did Rajan. Not as many people did that, which like you're like surprised by. Bulls, Warriors. Like trying to think. A Bulls, Warrior. All right. How do I have 2 guesses left? I got everything right on the first try, you sons of bitches. Another Warriors Mav. We're going to do the easy one. And then a Mav from outside the United States, Ian Mahimi. Okay. Fuck these. I fucking hate this crossover one. Oh my God. I thought I showed you. My apology, guys. I thought I showed you this. Been fucking pissed off. But hey, we did 50 minutes.